Daniel Bennett, 1971 to 1974. Dan Bennett, known to his teammates as Big D, was a truly extraordinary student athlete. In the current age of specialization, it is rare to see a high school student excel in more than one sport. But Dan was not only a standout in 3 sports, football, basketball, and track and field, he also played the lead in the school musical. During his high school career, Dan earned all-conference and all-state honors in both football and track, but it was clear that his first love was basketball. As a junior, he led the Lancers to a league title and a 4th-place finish in the state basketball tournament. During that season, he earned all-state honors and was named to the all-tournament team. As a senior, Dan completed at an even higher level, prompting legendary coach Mike Doherty to describe Dan's high school career as the greatest combination of rebounding and scoring he has ever seen. At the conclusion of that season, Dan had earned first-team All-State and honorable mention All-America honors. Dan concluded his basketball career at the Oregon Institute of Technology, where he helped the Owls qualify for the NAIA National Championships in 1978.
Big D, 6'5", 6'6", probably, I don't know, 210, 220 in high school. He's a big kid. Big D was a scorer. He never turned down a jump shot. 2 steps out of the locker room, the guy would shoot jump shots.
No boys. I'm sure he wanted a boy. So we're like, okay, we can do sports, we can do this. And so he coached us for many years, and he still coaches now.
Playing softball for my dad every summer from the day school ended all the way up until fall. We spent traveling all around Oregon, California, playing in softball tournaments and just going road trips, and it would be the whole family, my sisters, my mom, my dad, and those are some of the best memories that I have.
When he would be coaching my softball team, and I was a catcher, and maybe he'd be yelling at me or giving me plays, and I would just look out of my catcher's mask and just constantly roll my eyes at him. And he will attest to that. It probably drove him crazy.
You know, sports when you're that age is probably one of the most important things of your life at that time. And we were fortunate enough, my junior year, his senior year, to go to Hawaii. So we had some free time, and you know, you really bonded with your guys, your teammates, and it was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun. That and you know, the state tournament games, playing at the Coliseum, what a trip. We got along real well, all the kids on that team.
I think Dan became a phenomenal athlete. You know, from the first time in basketball practice, he didn't know how to dribble the ball or do a layup, and then he was heads above everybody else and was able to get all the rebounds and broke, I think, the 8th grade rebounding record. Dan went and played varsity some of his freshman year, as well as playing on the freshman team. And I think we were undefeated that year, if I recall.
I just look at all this, like the stats and all the records that he still keeps here. When I just look at the pictures that he has that I've seen, and just his stats, and just like what, you know, the coaching that he did for us now, like I just think that he did a lot for this school back then, and he's very deserving for this.
Like my sister said, the stats alone, I remember coming here playing against Reynolds in basketball, and you know, everyone coming and pointing at me that my dad's picture's still on the wall because he still holds records here, and you know, he has, you know, they didn't have a 3-point line back in the day. He still holds that record even with the 3-point line, you know, so imagine what he could have done, you know, with it. So but just the way that people that knew him back then talk about him, and the passion and, you know, dedication he had to the program and relationship he had with his coach Mike Doherty and everybody.
I'm sure that the 3 sports that he participated in complemented each other pretty well, and the important thing is he was doing what he wanted to do. Now, I knew his first love was basketball and that he was likely to go farthest with that, but I think the important thing is how hungry he was to be good at whatever he did. And had he not been a football player or a track athlete, I think he would have still achieved in basketball.
He played them all. you know, it wasn't as specialized as it is now back then. And so you played to have fun. And you didn't have a coach saying, I don't want you to risk injury, you know, I want you to concentrate on basketball all year. So, you know, he played whatever the sport was, and he was having fun doing it. So, you know, it was a different time.
By the time he was, you know, a junior and senior, he was, you know, heck of a shooter. I think I was the only one that ever could beat him playing one-on-one. That's the defense winning out over the offense.
Yeah, he played football, was an exceptional football player. He did track, you know, he ran the hurdles. Basketball was his game though, but then he also was in choir and was in all the plays. You know, I think he was a Fiddler on the Roof, and there's a great photo that we have of him running track, and he's going over the hurdles, and he's got his full-on makeup for Fiddler on the Roof in the picture because he went right from rehearsal right to track practice. And so there's this photo, and I'm like, what's wrong with your face? And he's just in full-on makeup, just going from one thing to the next.
Fiddler on the Roof, Tevye, the role of Tevye and the solo, If I Were a Rich Man. That's Danny.
That he performed too. Oh yeah, Dan excelled and was a great student athlete, and I think he was a great leader for us. He always kind of took me underneath his wing, and even after high school and stuff like that, we played a lot of basketball tournaments and softball games for, you know, 20 years after high school together. And he was the one that always organized us and pretty much ran the teams and got everybody together, and we had some great teams, some great times.
I would like to say that I'm very proud of him for all his accomplishments that he had, like in high school, and that he's carried over and gave the, he made us girls well-rounded, and I'm happy that he got us involved in sports, and I'm just very proud of him.
Well, his senior year, he had a few games over 30 points. And in one game early in the season, he scored 43, which was his jersey number, coincidentally. And if I could ask him the question right now, I'd say, Danny, why didn't you ask for number 55?
Oh, just congratulations. You're a great guy. You deserve it.
Dad, I am so proud of you. Everything that you have done for all of us girls and everything, and helping us accomplish everything that we've had to do. I think I'm just proud and excited to be able to celebrate this night with you in honor of you, you know, to pay back all the times that you've been there for us.
Congratulations, Big D. You deserve it. You know, in my time at Reynolds, nobody deserved it more than you did, or you were at least as deserving as anybody. So all that hard work and your leadership, everybody looked up to you. Congratulations again, and thanks for the memories.